What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma if you're new here, and I love to talk about all things Peloton cycling and fitness. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post every single Sunday, and today's video is going to be a very fun one. It is Thanksgiving morning, 6:45 a.m. and Chris and I are driving to do our first ever turkey trot in person, live. I'm very excited. First off, I'm in LA compared to where I come from, Pennsylvania, so it's way nicer to be able to run here. It's like 55 degrees out. I think that's perfect running weather, and we're going to be running a 10K. So not quite a half marathon, but we are running 6 miles, so we'll be nice and hungry for our Thanksgiving dinner. And Chris also convinced his dad and his sister to run it with us, so I'm very, very excited. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I haven't done a running race in like a while. This is definitely going to be a more chill running race though. I don't think that I'm going to like try to PR or anything. It's more for fun. We're not dressed up at all, so I'm definitely interested to see like if other people are dressed up, how they're going to celebrate this turkey trot. But yeah, we'll drive on over and I'll show you guys what it's like when we get there. What are your goals for this run, Chris?
9-minute mile.
We have made it to the starting line and we got our bibs on. There's actually less people here than I thought, but still a good amount of people. We are ready to trot.
You ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yes, I'm gonna win.
Yeah, let's hear all the ladies.
1 minute till the race starts. We don't really know where to stand because I don't think we're competitive runners, so we're also not like fun runners either. Mile 1 done. I think like 7 minutes 45 seconds. Making good pace. Chris is dilly-dallying around me. He falls back and then he runs back up. Woo! 3 miles in and I lost Chris. We're finishing the first loop. My mile 2 time was like 7:53, but my mile 3 was like 8:30. Starting to die. Mile 4 done. Back up to 8 minutes because the first half of this loop is like downhill and the second half is uphill, which makes it bad. But we're just doing 2 loops for the 10K. And you could do a 5K instead, and a lot of people did that because the course is pretty empty now. I am so dead. I haven't run that long in a while, but got water, got an orange, and now I'm going to try to see if I can film everybody else crossing the finish line. Go, Chris!
Welcome back, Anne-Marie. All right, good job.
It is now the next day. I have recovered from the turkey trot, so I thought now would be a good time to debrief. And I also figured that I could try out the turkey burn run and ride that Peloton put out because I'm definitely going to take them anyway. So I'm like, let's just throw it into this video and make it a full Thanksgiving themed video. So yesterday was definitely a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing it on Thanksgiving. I feel like I see a lot of memes that are like, oh, like don't be the family, that's a turkey trot family. But it was definitely a fun thing to do together. Even though we didn't run together, we all finished within like 10 minutes of each other. I filmed Chris and Jill, but I totally missed Chris's dad finishing, so no footage of that, but it was a really fun experience. And then afterwards, we just kind of died. We came home and like you had to get up early for this race, and like obviously it wasn't the longest race ever, but we still tried during it. So we took some naps, rested, and then we were all ready to eat a big Thanksgiving meal last night. So I thought it was a really fun thing to do on Thanksgiving, especially if you have like family or friends that were doing it. The other thing that was interesting is that this was the Burbank Turkey Trot. Burbank is just like a suburb of LA, and you could do a 5K or a 10K, and actually the 5K was a lot more popular. I found the results online, and I believe it was like 960 people did the 5K, and only like 160 did the 10K. And a lot of people walked the 5K, which I also thought was cool. Like, as long as you're just showing up and like getting moving, I feel like it's a fun tradition. And I think next year if I do a turkey trot, I need some turkey swag because some people had some pretty cool hats or shirts. And yeah, we definitely did not come dressed for the occasion, but I was happy with my time. So my overall time I think was like 51 minutes, and my average pace was 8 minutes and 15 seconds, which is actually slower than my 10K split from my half marathon last year. But obviously there's like a lot of different factors with these things, and like it wasn't like I was trying super hard or like prep for this race a lot. This race was definitely interesting though because it was 2 5K loops, like you just did the loop twice. And for the first 2 miles, you were going downhill only slightly. And then the third mile, you were going uphill. And the first time I did it, I was like, oh no, this is going to be horrible the second time I have to do it. And I was right. It was horrible the second time. The last hill, like right before the 10K was over, I was dying. But I managed to not walk at all, which was like kind of my biggest goal going into it. So I was pretty happy with the results. I highly recommend like looking for turkey trots in your area. I feel like they're pretty popular, and even if you just walk it, I feel like it's a fun tradition. But now I'm excited to get into the Peloton Thanksgiving content because I've been taking this every single year, like since I've had the Peloton. I always think that the content is super fun, super great. So today I'm going to be doing the cycling class, and tomorrow I will do the run. So today's class is a 45-minute turkey burn ride by Robin Arzon from November 24th, 2022. I'm very excited. I haven't taken a Robin class in forever, and whenever I take a class by her, I'm like, man, oh man, she's so great. I'm happy there are riders in the studio. I think the energy will be incredible, and I'm just hoping for a nice, good ride after, Thanksgiving yesterday. So let's hit the gym and knock out this cycling class. That ride was pretty much exactly what I expected. Robin really brought it. I thought the music was really good. Definitely a lot of pop music, but a lot of like bangers, hype up music. She played Mr. Brightside. She played Can't Hold Us. She even slipped in a little Taylor Swift. I really enjoyed the playlist, and I feel like when you enjoy the playlist, you're gonna really like the ride. And Robin is so charismatic. She talked about like coming to Peloton, which I feel like she's talked about before, but she's like, yeah, like when I was a lawyer for 2 years, I would take like 10 minutes a day and email people or try to do something that would like build me towards, what I'm currently doing now, like what my goals were. And I emailed Peloton and was like, hey, like, let's work together. And Peloton was like, yes. I would be very interesting to know just like how that worked out. I love listening to stuff like that. And then obviously it's super motivational to just like hear that she kept working towards it and then like saw these great results. The only thing I was surprised about is that I feel like she didn't interact with people in the room as much. Like, I don't know if she ever really interacted with them. At the beginning, everyone was cheering and like the crowd was definitely hype, because I feel like if she interacted with the group more, she would like get really good energy to show through the screen. And they were definitely happy, but I didn't feel as hype as I thought I would. But overall, definitely a really great ride. Not super hard, but there were definitely some hard pushes. I really don't know what to expect when it comes to Robin. Sometimes she's super hard, sometimes she's super easy, and I felt like this was right in the middle for me. So if you're looking for, just a good ride, burn off some turkey, I would highly recommend. And she said this was her 9th year doing it, which is crazy to think about that Peloton's been around this long. She also hyped up Alex Toussaint's inaugural run, which I'll take tomorrow. And she also brought up the rower, which I thought was funny. I'm really curious how the rower is doing. I haven't seen a lot of information about it still. So yeah, 2 thumbs up to the class today. It is now the next day. It's Saturday morning and I'm ready to do my last turkey burn activity, which is the 30-minute turkey burn run by Alex Toussaint from November 24th, 2022. It's also his first run as a tread instructor. And I've seen some things on the internet that make me a little scared. I've seen like 10% incline. I've seen sprints. I definitely think this is going to be a hard one. I do really like Alex on the bike. I think he has super great energy, and I'm excited that he's making the transition to the tread, especially since I've definitely been leaning more towards tread classes lately. So a new instructor is always fun. I am a little curious why he is becoming a tread instructor now, just because he's been on the bike for so long, but I'm assuming he'll address it in this class. I don't know. We'll see. So let's just go to the gym and knock out this 30-minute run, and hopefully Alex doesn't work us too hard. That run was pretty much what I expected from Alex. Definitely a lot of recovery, but then the pushes were hard pushes, but I feel like that is Alex's vibe. So we started the run with like a 6-minute warm up, and for the majority of that we were walking. Then we picked up into a jog at the end. We did some intervals of just speed work, and I believe he called out like 7 to 9 for that. So like pretty high. And then we also did some hill work where we would really up the incline. When we were doing the hill, we were just in a jog. So I believe I was around 6 speed, and we went up from like 2% to 4%, 6%, and then we were at 10%. And that is really hard, even at like a slower pace. 6 speed is not my sprint pace, but when you're going at it at 10% incline, it really does feel like that. And then in the last like 30 seconds of this jog hill, he's like, oh, if you have anything left, like sprint at 10%. And it's like, no, I don't have anything left. This is already a huge challenge. I did think that it was interesting that he didn't really talk about Thanksgiving. Like at the beginning, he's like, oh, happy Thanksgiving. The run was more about him like doing his first ever run on Peloton, which is actually not true now that I'm thinking of it, because I have been working on taking all of the Ashton Kutcher's Our Future Selves runs, and Alex is in those. I'm guessing that they don't really like count them because you're happy to guess, but he has taught tread classes before. So interesting that they say this is his first run. But overall, great music, really fun vibes. Alex is a really fun instructor. Overall, I would recommend this run. Just be prepared to really work at it. But he does give you a lot of walking recovery, and like I took all of it. No shame, because during the pushes, we were really going to push. That is it for this Thanksgiving themed video. I thought both of the turkey burn ride and run were really great. Super fun to do my first live turkey trot. Hopefully that can become a tradition. Let me know what you guys did on Thanksgiving. Did you take the classes live on Peloton? Did you do a turkey trot? Did you take the day off? I would be curious. I hope you guys are staying safe, having an awesome week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.